I look at that. I look at the bench in front of the firehouse. My daughter was in first grade. She was really sarcastic one day in school that she said she didn't know what a fire truck was. She, I forgot what it was. Anyway, the teacher called and said she was a little bit out of line. So when I went to pick her up, came home, read this email. She was in her pajamas. You don't know what a fire truck is? Get in the car. And I took her and she sat on that bench right in front of the firehouse. Took a picture of for the teacher. Showed her the fire truck. She knew it was a fire truck. I was looking at the bench today, how the time just passes.
How's Maria doing?
Oh, good.
No, I'm waiting for you.
When you're walking,
Is everyone there, Tom, or are they Zoom?
Everybody's here.
Are you going to have the other camera? Or
Yeah,
no?
George is working on that.
Oh,
You're not in yet. No.
Okay. Hear me now.
I see you. I don't hear you.
Lydia, can you hear me? Lydia?
You're muted, George.
Okay, how's that? Is that better? Or no?
Better.
Okay. Ken, can you hear me now? Or am I not? I just want to hear audio from somebody else.
I can hear you through the headphones.
I hear you good too, George.
Okay, thank you. Perfect. so that, well, that's Joe's phone. If you could disconnect the audio, or, I mean, the camera here is not us.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
we
you're
just
turn it off.
got it up.
Almost. Give me a second.
We got everybody here. We're gonna start the March 10th regular meeting of the Village Board of Trustees. We'll start with the pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So where's the echo?
No, I'm off. My phone is off.
Okay. I don't know.
It's off. Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Call the roll.
Is your microphone on?
Awesome.
Your microphone should not be on. You should be speaking through the. You should be through here. And you'll hear it from mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
This should be off.
When you want to talk, have one. Yeah.
Call the roll. No, I can't hear her at all.
I can't hear
Trustee
it.
Solotruck,
Here.
trustee Rizzo,
Yeah.
trustee Gray. Here. Is trustee Cook there?
Yes, he's what do they call that? 1021. He's in the bathroom.
And Mayor Gifford.
There. All right, item 3, privilege of the floor. Would anybody like to be heard at privilege of the floor? Lynn, I think you're the only stranger. You got any contributions? Guess not. So we're going to stand by a second for trustee Cook.
May I make a comment, Mayor?
Well, I just asked you. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I was trying to get it to unmute and it wouldn't go. Is there any update on the municipal project?
On which?
On this.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that in mayor's comments
Okay.
later on.
Okay, that's fine. I wasn't sure.
Incremental, but yes, we do have some progress.
Okay, good.
In my phone.
Thank you.
It's great to see everyone not on a.
Oh,
Okay, so item number 4, local law 2021A, authorizing possible property tax levy in excess of the limit established in general municipal law 3C. I would like to open the public hearing as to local law 2021A. Is there anybody who'd like to be heard on that? Anybody? We'll close the public hearing. Can I have a motion from the board?
I'll make the motion to approve the local law for the tax cap. Just as a note that we are doing our very best to reduce it, and realizing that due to the level of service we have in the village, it's a difficult challenge to meet the tax cap, and we're doing our due diligence. to allow it legally.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Solichak,
Yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Yes. Okay, we have a series of local laws which are, we have posted to the website if anybody cares to read them. But we'll go through them quickly in terms of, so these will be introducing the local law. They will be we'll wait a month. Next month, we'll have a public hearing and action on the local law. So can we, Heather, do you want to introduce 1, 2, 3, 4? How do?
Yeah, go through them and I'll second them.
Take turns, yeah. So item number 5.
I'll introduce proposed local law 2021-B relating to fences.
And I will second that.
Okay.
I'll introduce.
Wait, all in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead.
I'll introduce proposed local law 2021-C relating to garbage, rubbish, and refuse.
And I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 7.
I'll introduce proposed local law 2021-D relating to junk motor vehicles enforcement.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 8.
I'll introduce proposed local law 2021-E relating to outdoor maintenance of property regarding outdoor furniture.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 9.
I'll introduce
Trees.
proposed local law 2021-F relating to trees.
I will make that motion. Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
George, do you want to introduce number 10 and say what it's about?
Yes, I would like to introduce local law 2021-G relating to speed limits. During our traffic safety meetings, we have identified some places through some comment from residents, as well as a general look at the speed limits regarding the park areas and our ability to enforce them due to state regulations. So within state regulations, we have reduced, or it was necessary to increase the speed limit on Shawnee Avenue to 25 miles an hour to be able to enforce a reduced speed under the 30-mile-an-hour village route. We're also introducing a park speed limit towards the around the Flint House property where the Village Garden and the Village Dog Park are. That being a park property and the Shawnee Ave being a public village street, they have different regulations, and we're lowering them to our maximum lower so that we can be able to legally enforce them with our police department. So a lot of work went into it with the Traffic Safety Board, and Mr. Tom Melander is a wonderful resource when it comes to these things as far as our identifying our abilities and making them enforceable. So I gladly introduce local law 2021-G golf relating to speed limits.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 11. Authorize the mayor to sign a master service agreement with Repeat Business Systems. We have a motion?
I believe that's the one we've been looking at trying to find a competitive cost for.
So
We want to table
you
that?
want to move to table?
I motion that we table it.
Yeah, I'll second. I today had some correspondence and I'm just narrowing down the scope of work so that we can get just a competitive cost. It's been quite some time since we've had the comparison cost.
Okay. All in favor of tabling?
Aye.
Item number 12, we have a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign certificate of substantial completion for wastewater system improvements, contract 5, buried tank removal.
I'd like to make a motion. Sorry, do you have the copy of the?
Yeah.
Just so I can read it.
I'll
Sorry.
second you.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign certificate of substantial completed work for the wastewater system improvements for the contract number 5 buried tank removal.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 13, we have a motion to authorize payment number 2, final payment to Precision Industrial for pump station project contract.
I will make a motion to authorize payment number 2, final payment to Precision Industrial Maintenance for wastewater pump station project contract number 5, buried tank removal.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 14, authorize payment number 6 to CFI Contracting.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize payment for the CFI Contracting Inc. for the wastewater pump station project, contract number 3, general construction.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 15, we have a motion to authorize the mayor to sign cost proposal for professional service with Empire Engineering.
I am proud to make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign cost proposal for professional services with Empire Engineering associated with the Freedom Park stage renovation in the amount not to exceed $3,000.
What kind of renovations are they talking? And I haven't seen any paperwork on this.
So this is associated with a grant that we're receiving from Schenectady County to shore up the pillars beneath the stage. After Hurricane Irene, the pillars were compromised, and over time, there's now a slope and a slant to the stage, making it very difficult for dance companies and even some bands that have speakers on wheels from being able to perform effectively. So this $3,000 will be covered by a grant from Schenectady County, and we appreciate their support for that.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 16, we have a motion to authorize the surplus of fire PPE, turnout coats and pants.
I'll authorize the surplus of the fire or turnout gear for the fire department.
This is, they have a 10-year lifespan where you're not allowed to use them anymore. It's they still look pretty good, but you can't use them.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Item 17, mayor's comments to the board. So we've been pretty busy. Lynn, in answer to your question, we have finally gotten prices from property owners for 2 commercial properties in town. We just this last week got estimates from the architect about construction costs and design for those 2 spots. Next week. Sorry. Next week, I intend to get call the Citizens Committee back together to weigh those spots and give a recommendation to the board about which way we ought to jump, and then we are going to try to do that. So it's progressing slowly. It's been a hard year. but every day we see more reason why we need it. The ceiling is dripping in the room here, and the fire station is still cram jammed. So anyway, that's what we're doing there. We worked on several other fronts. The one that's I've been spending the most time on, when I should be working on the budget, is we've got we still have a population of people who don't get out much, especially the over 75s who haven't had COVID shots yet because they don't typically go online very well. I have been working on arranging for our paramedics to do that, to be able to give the shots. I talked to the county manager just before I came into the previous meeting on the sidewalk here, and he said that they are still very limited on the vaccine that they're given, and he's feeling a little slighted because they get far less than Albany or Saratoga. But anyway, he's ready to give us some that we can start our list. So I'm excited about that. A lot of people on the list have gone, gotten somebody signed them up for shots someplace else, and that's great, and I encourage them to do that. But there's still a long list of people who don't have anybody help them go online and can't feel like the community college or the casino is very far away. So we really want to have someplace in Scotia. The Dutch church has pretty much agreed to to host us in their brink room. We have to work out terms, but anyway, they were very receptive to the idea. So then we just have to figure out how to do it. I think we'll probably start doing it in a week or so. We're hoping for 100 shots a day, and it sounds like the county's going to be able to give us 50 shots a week. So we won't be able to. I calculate we have about 300 people who will need it, so it will take us longer to do, but we're working on that. So that's pretty neat.
Do we know what shot that is?
What?
Is it what shot?
No. It could be any of the three. So the police department is working on going to 12-hour shifts next week. We're pretty happy with that. Chief and I worked hard on that idea for quite a while, and it's pretty exciting. And the most of the staff is excited about it too. And let's see, we have a new police officer in the academy. He was in here yesterday getting a uniform or something, and he's looking like he's going to work out really well. They abuse the kids mightily over there, so he looks like he can take it. Anyway, I'm sure there's more stuff, but I can't think of it right now. Let's go on to the next thing. Correspondence liaison, Justin.
So it's been a busy last couple months for our folks at the DPW department. It's been quite a winter time, and I have to commend them again as spring comes. they've done a great job in kind of marking a gold standard for snow removal, and keeping our streets plowed and safe. So thank you to each and every one of them. I'm also proud to say that today the DPW folks had the opportunity to set their eyes on a beautiful new piece of equipment that'll be put to good use next winter. A new snowplow truck that is replacing a truck from 1998. So I can't tell you the last time I saw a car from 1998 not in a classic car show. So I want to commend the DPW team for being great stewards of our equipment, and making it last long. And I know that this piece of equipment in particular will be put to good service and be taken care of and stewarded. So have fun with that. I hope to have a ride in it soon to live out my 4-year-old dream of driving in a snowplow. So a couple other things that you'll notice if you've been walking down around Shawnee and Washington Avenue, there is some activity going around at the pump station for our sewage that gets sent across the river. Pump station work is ongoing and it's moving along quite nicely. The removal of the hazardous waste in the old canisters from the old sewage treatment plant will begin to be mitigated soon, with demolition of the tanks to begin around May or June. This is going to lay the foundation and the footprint for a great green space, adding more public access to our beautiful waterfront here in Scotia, and it'll be great to have that old building and that's no longer in use mitigated. You'll also notice a bucket truck rolling around the village, and you may have noticed that your street might seem a little brighter. That is part of an ongoing project that's been happening, where DPW is replacing the street lights from an old, not so efficient halogen to a brand new energy efficient LED light that's more focused, less light pollution wasted, and more focused on the road. It's also more energy efficient, which is helping the village become a green village and reduce our carbon footprint, as well as over time drive down costs associated with our streetlights. So you'll notice if it hasn't happened on your street, you will notice when it does happen. So feel free to cheer on the folks going up in the cherry picker, replacing it, and enjoy the lights. You'll also notice other members of the team going around the village and cold patching the roadways. This is a normal and consistent part of maintaining our roads to prevent potholes from becoming large and swallowing cars and or knocking your tire off the rim. So again, make sure you say thanks to the hardworking crew members at DPW for doing that. And that is all I have for DPW. Moving on to the Scotia Business Improvement District. Our businesses are doing what they can with what they can during this pandemic. It has been a difficult and challenging time for them. So I always say this every meeting to make sure you be mindful and shop local as often and frequently as you can, whether you're looking to grocery shop, grab a cup of coffee, or simply looking for a new antique for your home. As of March 19th, New York State regulations will change, allowing restaurant capacity to increase to 75%. This will be welcome news for many of our village restaurants who've been particularly struggling this fourth quarter with really bad sales, making it very difficult for restaurants to hang on. But I think our community is rallying around our restaurant neighbors here and supporting the best they can. But this increase in capacity is much needed. However, we also need to encourage and find ways to support these restaurants in expanding outdoor dining. The EV stations located in the municipal lot, it's a great that they should be online shortly, which will allow those individuals who use electric cars to be able to charge their car while shopping our main street. The bid is also looking to collaborate with the town of Glenville to put up hometown hero banners of essential workers and first responders. And they'll be kind of positioned on the lampposts here in the village. So more to come on that. It's amazing to me, since the start of the pandemic, small business owners and neighborhood business owners are still investing in the village, seeing it a great place to open up shop. And we'd like to welcome a new deli and convenience store to 102 Mohawk Ave. So if you have not had the opportunity to stop in and say hi to the new business owner in our neighborhood, be sure to do that and welcome them to the neighborhood. In terms of zoning board of appeals, there was no meetings. There haven't been any requests for variances at this moment. One thing I will say, in terms of the vaccine, Mayor, I'd like to be one of the first to volunteer on that day to kind of help coordinate that. And I also want to say a personal thanks to members of this board, as well as members of the Scotia Fire Department, village clerks, DPW, and police departments for helping out at the drive-through food pantry on February 23rd. We served over 411 cars. It distributed 3 meals to roughly 1,600 people, of which 111 of those cars came from right here in our community in 12302. There are people in our community that are silently struggling with food insecurity caused by the pandemic, but perhaps it could also be a part of a long, prolonged food insecurity. So I want to thank the village for everything you're doing in supporting that. I also want to thank the village as well as the town of Glenville for stepping up to host another drive-through food pantry on March 24th. We're working on, I'm working with Councilman Mike Aragosa, who's going to kind of co-coordinate this with myself, and we're looking at either hosting it at Scotia Middle School or at Malwick Park. So stay tuned for more information.
Well, we want to thank you for doing that, Justin. That's great. And I did want to make clear for the record, Justin was very clear, but he didn't make it clear to us that he does want to ride around in the plow truck, but he doesn't want to plow snow this season anymore.
Absolutely not. No more snow, no more salt. We're done.
Heather?
We're gonna save that for next year, right? I just want to say, isn't it great that all of us are back? Like, this is a big moment right now. First meeting that we haven't been all Zooming. So I think we're on the upswing. I wish everyone well, and hopefully we'll all move forward and get the vaccines and continue to be safe. Report from the clerk's office. We are in budget season, and we are formulating the budget, and stay tuned. We'll have more on that. Also, a big welcome back. The clerk's office has been diligently working through the pandemic. Nothing has changed except the doors were closed for a while and they have been reopened. So we welcome everyone back. The hours Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Also, Glenville Town Hall has reopened. Additionally, I believe their meetings will be open to the public and they will be following COVID protocols, masks, and social distancing. But they are going to be welcoming the public back to all the meetings. Report from the police department. I had a few meetings with Chief Harrigan, as the mayor indicated previously, with regards to the new hire. He's in the academy. We all wish him well. I believe that's about 6 months. So hopefully he'll have great success. We wish him well, and see him on for a formal ceremony after that. Also, the mayor did mention the pilot program that is starting on the 14th. And just to give a little bit more detail, that would be 12-hour shifts for all our police officers, and that will be from 6 to 6. So we hope that this pilot works out and great success. And I think it would be great for the officers and their quality of life, and also our budget concerns in the village. So I do believe it will be successful on many fronts. With regards to an award. Chief Harrigan has nominated Officer Sean Cook for a 40 under 40 under 40 award. So there'd be 40 professionals, law enforcement professionals under the age of 40. I want to thank Chief Harrigan for nominating him. He is a wonderful officer on and off the job, and he is just demonstrate wonderful leadership. And we wish him well in that nomination, and hopefully he'll win. So stay tuned on that. I'm not sure when the deadline is. March 15th. So
Which is like Monday.
good luck to Officer Koch. We're all rooting for you. And I think that's all I have. So thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay, our special events committee is waiting to see if it's possible to have the village car show this year. Depends on how everything turns out. And so we're waiting to hear about that. The fire department has received all their second shots. All our guys are updated on that. And again, Schenectady County is doing what they can. They just had a major vaccination at the casino, and that turned out to be very good. A lot of response, and most of the people that made their appointments did make their slot for their shot. So that's moving ahead. We are also looking into possibly having some type of spring street fair for the merchants, if it's possible. It would be something that we can get all our merchants out, maybe have it on a Saturday, and having all the merchants have their stuff out on the curves and see what kind of response do we have. So we're waiting to hear on that also. And that's all I have for this month.
Thank you, Joe. George?
Yeah, busy month. It's amazing to see how much goes on during the month when we've, and as Trustee Gray mentioned, it's nice to have everybody back in the building together. We had a budget meeting last night, and this is our second time in the building together, and it's great to have us here serving the people. Was fortunate to attend a winter conference via remotely, a remote meeting for New York Conference of Mayors. Trustee Rizzo and Trustee Cook and Mayor Gifford, we attended, and we all took turns on who attended what things. And I was fortunate to attend a talk about funding and budgets, which was a thrill, exciting. It's always good to hear about numbers. And then got to hear some of our state leaders talk. Mr. DiNapoli, Chuck Schumer recorded a mayor, Assistant Mayor Kathy Hochul spoke. It's great to hear from all the leaders from our state. Discussion on green energy and regulation on adult use cannabis regulation and taxation act. So it's good to hear that they have smart and real discussions about bringing in more revenues from things that can be brought in, and it's not incentivizing, it's regulating and being smart about it. Had planning board meeting, our good neighbors here, Stewart's are proposing some renovations and expansions to their property here. So it's great to see that local businesses are investing in their installations here in the village. They're working closely with the planning board to try and guide the construction and the plan to fit within our business district requirements and maintain the visibility and the optics of the downtown village that we've come used to enjoy and appreciate. We're also, the Mohawk Tap Room across the street has agreed to kind of be a little bit of a pilot program as we're talking about ways to allow for more locations for them to serve customers at. So our planning board chair, Eric Buskirk, had brought to the planning board a few months ago in the business improvement district about street side dining, utilizing some of the parking spaces to allow them to have more outdoor seating, which has become much more important during the pandemic times, and it would allow them to service more customers during the summer. So they've agreed to work with us to try and have a smart representation of that, and to allow our downtown businesses to expand their seating with, bringing more people to the area, which I think is a great thing. We have work sessions on budgets, traffic safety meeting, like I talked about with that. It's great to have our residents, a couple of residents actually reached out to our police chief about the speed limits. And that was really the very best way to have things brought to the village to be acted upon. If you actually reach out to one of us through Village Hall or through our emails, which you can get on the village website, and just call Village Hall. Right now, we're a little unimproved with our phone system, which we're working on to be able to have a direct number to us. But right now, you can get a message to us through our clerk's office and let us formally work on these things. And that's really the way that things get done. A lot of people see commentary on social media about things in legislation, and it's really not the most effective way to legislate via social media. But if you do reach out to us and have a conversation with us, we're more than willing to work on that. So, the traffic safety concerns started with a resident comment, and they worked their way through the planning board and the traffic safety board. We got commentary on it from all our members. It was guided by our legal representation, and we can get it done. Things don't move quickly, but they do move effectively and formally, and we can get things done that way. Same thing goes with Trustee Cook and I have been looking at and working on short-term rental regulation. Again, not incentivizing things, but regulating those things that are go unregulated now, so that we can have visibility on the people who are using their properties outside of what they're zoned for, what they're scoped for. So bringing some oversight to that, that's, you'll hopefully see within the next couple of budgets or the next monthly meetings, some sort of local law that's introduced to be talked about publicly that we have. And Trustee Cook did a lot of work on it to try and regulate, to kind of look at some existing municipalities who've had to deal with it and are dealing with it the best way they can for their community. And that's what we're trying to do as well. We've reached out to one of the representatives who's working on short-term rentals now. And we're really trying to do it smart and guided. And that started as well with resident reach out directly to us. And it allows us to formally bring them through the process and have smart, considerate resolutions to these things. And again, like Trustee Gray said, we're working on the budget. It's a hot topic item, and everybody has a lot to say around these times. And our trustees are very much one of those, or four of those people who have a lot to say about this. So we acknowledge the fact that the numbers point to us as being irresponsible or not having the village's best interest in it, but we absolutely do want to ensure and maintain the high level of services that we provide and maintain the people that provide them to the village residents, and that's our highest priority. And I see the benefit of it and have had to use those services more than once. So again, work in progress, and definitely a lot of discussion and smart, thoughtful discussion. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just add one thing, which you didn't bring up, but I just wanted to take your lead on it, was the police reform.
Say it loud into the mic.
The police reform committee with a collaborative committee report that was going to be submitted, has to be submitted approved by the board, and we have to have it submitted by April 1st. So we're going to have a special meeting on that.
Well, let's do it under new business.
Okay.
Just, okay, item 19, departmental reports.
I'd like to move to accept the department reports from all our departments with thanks.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 20, budget adjustments for the month of February.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the budget adjustments for the month of February.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 21, audited claims.
I'd like to
Pay the bills.
pay our bills for the month.
And I will second.
Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Solichak,
Yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
trustee Gray,
Yes.
trustee Cook,
Yes.
Mayor Gifford.
Yes. Item 22, approve the minutes for February 10th.
I'll
Like-
make the motion to approve the minutes of the February 10th, 2021 Village Board of Trustees regular meeting.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Item 23, approve the minutes of February 16th meeting.
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from the February 16th, 2021 Village Board of Trustees special meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 24, approve the minutes of March 2nd special meeting.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes of the March 2nd, 2021 Village Board of Trustees special meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Item 25, does anybody have any new business?
I got a couple pieces of new business I'd like to discuss. I'd like to see if it's all possible, we could put out a Village of Scotia spring cleanup. This will give chances for our residents to clean up their yards and get everything cleaned up for the spring. I've been driving around the village and I could see a lot of branches and trees and trash laying around. I mean, this will be a good thing if we can organize it correctly to get people to clean up their yards and homes and put all the refuse outside so they can be collected and cleaned up. Will make the village look a lot better. Secondly, I am also looking with Trustee Gray on splitting the village into 4 inspection zones to have our building inspector drive through each zone and check them for any type of violations or just give them a helping hand to the proper way of doing things and cleaning up the village. We would like to set this up, if we have to work on it, to set it up where the building inspector will inspect all 4 zones per month and give us a monthly report on any warnings and fines levied in the 4 areas. This also will tighten up and clean up the village so it won't look so bad and make sure all the yards and the properties are well kept. And also I did talk about this spring streets fair I like to try to organize. It would be something like on a Saturday. If the bid would like to do that, I would like to discuss that with them and help them organize it. I think it's a well worth thing to get everybody out to be invited into the village to see what we have and look at our shops and our antique stores and our deli that just opened up, our florist, the coffee shop, and our barbecue place that's just right down the street here. So I would like to get even Stewart's and CVS involved with that, and also Gabriel's to see if they would be interested in doing something like that. I think it's a well worth thing if we could put it together. So that's all I have at this point.
Andrew, when does yard waste start?
First week of April.
Okay, so I mean, we could
We
do
could
that
organize
anytime
that. Yeah,
after
that'd be
that.
great.
Yeah, it's just figured out.
Okay.
I can tell you, I'm very much looking forward to getting back in my yard.
Yeah, there's a lot of yards that need to be helped, and I think if we publicize it and get it out there, I mean, I think we can get a lot of people to clean up their yards and homes.
There's a good portion of my yard that's still missing, but it should be here
I hope to be gone.
within the next couple of days if it keeps warm like this.
I had a bunch of roof work done and there's so much debris from the 50-year-old roof that's going to get cleaned up, but trophy lawn work will commence as soon as the ice is gone.
So that Heather just brought up the a police reform committee report. Have you guys had a chance to look at that?
I
Dan
just
sent it out.
I just got a copy of it. I haven't really got a chance to
All
go
right,
through
so
it yet.
let's do it Monday.
Monday?
At our Monday meeting. If you could get a chance to read it before then, so we can approve that. It needs to be approved and sent on to the state before April 1st.
Okay.
So,
This Monday you want to have a, or regular?
That's
regular-
our work session at
Yeah.
6.
at our regular
Oh, okay,
work
okay,
session.
okay.
So, yeah, if anybody in the audience wants to see that, we can share copies. I know Lynn's seen it already because she's on the committee.
I want to highlight that the survey is on the website as well. If anybody want to
Yes.
take a look at it and see what we're speaking about. It's just one aspect.
We did post it there on the website.
So does,
Could I say something, Mayor, before we end?
what is it, Lynn?
And maybe I missed this somewhere. I had a difficult time today finding the agenda for tonight's meeting. I even called the clerk's office at 4 o'clock and spoke to Cassandra, and she could not find it. So the proposed local laws, the changes,
Yeah.
were kind of a surprise when I saw them. Were they discussed at the last meeting and I missed that one?
No,
Altogether possible?
no, they're just introduced today. So if you look on
Yep.
Our website is admittedly needs some improvement with finding things,
Yep.
but they are very nicely in the section that's called Board of Trustees. And then there are 2 tabs, one that says events and one that says.
Well, I'm just saying that I couldn't even get to your front
But-
page today.
Oh, well,
Yeah. I
I
couldn't
don't,
even.
that I can't help you with because
Right,
it's
so
out
I
there.
couldn't get anywhere on it. So I'm just
Okay.
saying that. So that's, so basically I was just wondering, are these,
Anyway, you
are these,
have
is
a
this
month-
5 through 8 or 5 through 10? They're proposed, are they in force?
No.
Or-
Those are just the proposed,
Introduced.
and then we'll take comments next month and
Okay.
and vote on it if we so choose.
Okay, that's what I just
So-
wanted to
so,
check
yeah,
how that,
they are, that's just, they have to sit for a month and fester or whatever it is.
Yeah, to answer your question too, Lynn, they have been discussed at length in work sessions previously, going back at least 2 months. And we talked about them originally quite some time ago, and that same thing goes with the planning board, the traffic safety ones. They've been discussed at previous meetings, and then this is the first step of actually moving them too. So we discuss them, we get them in a form that's presentable, and then we introduce them to the public, and then.
to the pub. So this is the first public viewing
Right,
of
this is
them.
Yeah, this is the
Well-
first public.
Okay,
Well, the work sessions are public.
Right.
So,
They've been discussed publicly at our meetings. This is our formal presentation to.
Okay.
This is what the laws are going to read
Okay.
like, and then there's a 30-day wait for
For
the
action.
So-
residents to be notified, and then you will have the actual, the written.
there'll be a
reports,
public hearing
the
and then a
public
vote
hearings, yeah.
next
okay,
month.
so we would have, if there were questions that we had about it, what is the best way to wait till the next meeting?
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll start thinking of them now and then share them with us.
Well, I've been
in
thinking about it for the last half hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
And feel free to reach out, like I said, formally to any one of us to
Okay.
discuss
Sure.
things in process. That's really the best way to do it, is just.
Yeah.
That's our job, is to represent you and take your feelings to the discussion, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. I just wasn't sure how to
Alrighty.
proceed.
can we have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Hello,
Thank you for coming.
hello,
Who is it?
Edward,
hello.
Edward,
I had my hand raised and nobody noticed it, I guess.
oh, I apologize.
No problem. I just had a question.
Shoot.
I'm a fairly new resident here. I've been here for about 6 years. And we love Scotia, by the way. It's great, great little village. Thanks for your work. But my hobby, I'm 75 years old. My only hobby in my life is metal detecting. And the first thing I did was go to Collins Park and see the sign that said it prohibits metal detecting. And I was just wondering, what is the reasoning behind that?
So,
Talked about that just last
Ed, I got your question the other day. There's several reasons. We care a lot about our park, and I know you do too. We're afraid that if somebody is seen digging in the park, somebody else is, even somebody who's careful, like I'm sure you are, if somebody's seen doing that, somebody else is going to say, wow, that's a good idea, I'll do it too. So we try not to have it, we try to post that you're not allowed to, and try to discourage it. The other thing is, I talked to our park supervisor. There are a couple of problems in our park in particular, even with somebody who's very careful with cutting out sections of sod to find out what's beeping underneath. Our lawnmowers are very powerful at picking things up, and they pick up the chunk of sod and chew it up sometimes, which is
well,
annoying and expensive. And then the other problem is that frequently that portion of grass doesn't do as well as the grass around in it. Sometimes
I can understand
dies,
that.
and we have to reseed.
It's
So,
unfortunate.
Anyway, go ahead.
It's unfortunate that some people that partake in the hobby don't take care of the property. All I can say is that when I leave someone's property, you can't even tell I was there because of the way I cut a plug. It's usually a 3-sided plug, so that there's always contact with the ground, so that the grass doesn't get destroyed. I figured as a taxpayer in the village that I should be able to recreate in the park just like anybody else does. Is there a way that you could regulate it so that you would allow it in common areas, but not in the ball fields or various areas like that, that would be considered to be sensitive?
You're welcome to petition for it. I sincerely doubt it for the reasons I just stated. I think it would be unfair to everybody. But in any event, I'd be happy to have you prove it to me.
Yeah, Edward, if you want to reach out, I'm liaison with the Parks Department. It's
This is
George
George.
Solotruck, by the way. If you just, call Village Hall or gsolotruck@villageofscotia.ny.gov. I could see a way.
I'll ask. Okay.
Yeah, I could see a way.
I'm
that
sorry
you
to
could
talk
regulate
over.
it. No, that's fine. I could see a way that you could regulate it. Just thinking about it briefly, but the largest concern I think I would have is the historical side of it, and some of the things that came out with some excavations from the lake,
Right.
the historical and but if you want to talk about it, I'd be more than happy to talk about it. So.
Okay.
You can come dig in my yard.
Thank you. If you have an older house, I would love to do that. I'd love to get into some of the backyards in the camp area here, but
sure,
people are not too open to
my
that.
boy would love to go to the Saratoga battlefield. He's mentioned it before, and I'm like, we'd probably put some frowny faces out there if we did that.
Oh yeah, you'd be put in jail if you're even close enough.
Also,
thank you, everybody.
We found some archives on the original building of the park, and it goes back to 1941, and how they went about to put the park in, and they also made the blueprint of the park, which is basically the same as it is now. And it's pretty interesting to look through that and see how that many years ago, they had the foresight to do that. So it's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, feel free to reach out, Edward. Thank you for your comment.
Yep. Thank you,
All right.
everybody. We've already got
Bye-bye.
a motion and vote to adjourn, so we'll see you next month.
Good night.
Thank you.